Thank you for picking up the sticks. This is episode 40, Sticks Gaming Podcast. I am Myke Carnett. To my right, Myke Steak Carnia.
What's going on?
To my left, Art Schwing Rosian.
You know, it's funny you say that, guys.
Schwing! Because
on the way over here, Foxy Lady came on the radio. I was driving, like, just doing a little public thrust like Garth.
I was thinking,
how do you not do that when you hear that
I was
song?
like, I thought about that. I'm like, anytime I'm not out in public, I do that every time I hear that song.
I don't know why I was thinking about this. But like, I'm assuming, I don't have TV anymore, but I'm assuming public access is just not a thing anymore, right? Speaking of Wayne's World public access stuff.
I have no
so
idea.
YouTube is basically public access at this point, right?
Yeah, probably.
All right, very good. Well, we're coming back from Steak's Man
Back to
Cave.
the studio.
The new renovated.
Yeah, it's
Reunited.
So it's twice as big.
Yeah.
It's double wide, double deep, like Yokozuna's casket. And it really looks great. So
Yeah, a whole wall got torn down.
whole wall got torn down.
Pretty
Melissa,
impressive. We got room.
So much more room for activities.
yeah, we really do. I can do a cartwheel right now. Wow.
Do it. Do it. Dare you. I want to see you fall on my head because my abs still hurt from those goddamn picks, you son of a bitch.
Oh, poor Art.
I know. Remember I tried to do a cartwheel into the butterfly chair in the apartment, and I broke the butterfly chair.
You landed in the chair.
I landed, but I kept going. Like I didn't quit.
It wasn't a cartwheel. I think you tried doing a flip into it.
Either way, I shouldn't have. It was like Chris Farley breaking a coffee table. Like it looked.
It was your
awful.
chair, so I didn't give a shit.
I didn't give a shit either because it was hilarious, and I completed my act. What I wanted to do.
That's really all that matters.
Accomplished my goal.
Oh my god! While you get the headphones,
I'm just going to keep checking. Like,
All right,
now
all
that
right.
we're back in the studio for the first time in a while. don't mind me if you see me on video. Constantly checking the sound.
Don't knock any wires loose.
yeah, really.
We're all counting on you.
We're good. It's
Steak,
fine.
what you playing?
Not much. Well, not much different. Let's put it that way.
Oh.
I dove back into Monster Hunter stories. About, I don't know, maybe like 12, 13 hours into that now. Coming along, just moving along in that game. Still enjoying it. And then, of course, the beast Final Fantasy IX still has its fucking claws in me.
What disc are you on?
I am on about the middle of disc 3. I want to say, middle of disc 3. And I am about 35 hours in now. So that's
impressive.
Pretty. I did try Hue on the Vita.
How was that?
Cool. Very interesting platformer. It switches. So you switch to the different colors, and when you switch to that color, those blocks disappear, but then the other blocks kind of appear.
Okay.
So like that's kind of a help, and sometimes you gotta jump and switch it while you're jumping and all this. So it gets kind of crazy. Like at first it's like, okay, this is kind of neat, and then it starts getting freaking nuts.
Yeah.
As you get more and more colors and everything. So I got stuck, so I stopped playing it. But when I played probably for about a good hour or so, and it was fun for a free game. I can't complain.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and then I also did try for about 20 minutes at Skyforce Anniversary that was also on Vita. No, just no,
Nah.
no. I don't know. I was excited to. I haven't played a shoot 'em up in a long time,
Yeah.
so I was kind of excited just to like, oh, you know what? I'm terrible at it, but it's fun. Like mindless, whatever. I'll just go play. No, I didn't care for it. No,
That's all I got.
that's it.
Art, what you playing?
Okay, I played one thing, and I have a gripe about an old thing. That I said I wouldn't mention unless something was different.
Oh.
New thing I played. I bought and played Cuphead a bit.
Ooh, what do you think?
I really like it. It's very much a nostalgia trip type thing because it reminds me a lot of Mega Man.
Really?
Yes. The constant like jumping and shooting and different bosses to fight against.
So is it just like, because I was more imagining it or picturing it as like a bullet hell type of a deal, but are you really like moving from left to right like Mega Man was, or and doing the platforming along the way?
So they have separate. There's boss battles and then there's platforming levels.
Okay.
So they're separate things. When you do a boss battle, you jump right in, you're at the boss and go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's variants in the bosses. Like the first one you do is like you fight. So the gist of the game, in case anyone hasn't followed anything about it, you're Cuphead. You have your friend or partner, whatever the hell you want to call him, Mugman. And you go
Marvin Mugman.
You go to a casino and you're gambling and you lose all your money, and then you make a bet with the devil.
Okay.
And if you win, you get everything he has. If you lose your soul.
And you get to pick up Destiny?
No.
Awesome.
That's like, did anybody get that reference?
And
Start singing.
So-
oh, that'd be awesome.
so you lose, obviously. If you win, the game's over. I mean, but then like the devil's like, okay, I'll let you guys go, but you have to go collect the souls of all the rest of the people that owe me.
You're
Huh.
like, damn, that's pretty cool.
Interesting.
And like the first boss battle you go into is like you fight like you're in a garden and you fight a, I don't know what it is. There's an onion, a carrot, and there's something else.
Okay.
And like every boss battle has like 3 waves. So there's another one you do where there's 2 frogs that you fight. And at first you're fighting the frogs on one side of the screen. Then, when you clear that portion of it, then they split up and they're on opposite sides of the screen.
Okay.
And they're, one's trying to blow you into the attacks from the other. And once you clear that, then they turn into a slot machine. And you hit the handle on the slot machine, and it randomizes whatever the next wave of things that comes at you is.
Oh, that's really cool.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
If you died, you have to go back to all the way to the beginning?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, of course.
That's why I said the unforgivingness of it, and kind of just when you are doing the platforming levels, running left to right and shooting and trying to dodge obstacles, it very much reminds me of Mega Man. Obviously, it's not robots, and there's not really a lot of verticality to the platforming levels. Like you might get to a point where you go up like a little bit and then onto the next screen, but yeah, it's very much a nostalgia trip, even just outside of the 1930s animation, and the music in that game is friggin' awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I listened to a interview with one of the lead designers on that. I think it was a Game Informer show. And she sold me on the game. Like I was always kind of looking at it to begin with. And the way she sold me on it because like everything is all hand drawn.
Yeah.
Which is very, very cool. And we talked about like it was originally a boss rush, what he said, and it got changed into like adding like the platforming levels, and I guess that was the original intent of the game. But with Microsoft's money, they got a chance to actually do the whole thing.
Okay.
So originally
so it wasn't like everyone thought, where it was everyone was talking about it. Microsoft said, "Here's more money, give us platforming," like everyone was saying.
Microsoft like basically wrote him a check and be like, "You're done when you're done. Like do your vision."
Nice.
But also the Microsoft money wasn't even enough for that. Like a bunch of the developers and designers like mortgaged their houses to make this game, some of that. So like I'm gonna give them my $20.
Yeah, I plan on doing it anyways. I just need to go do it.
And outside of this, the aesthetic alone, I think looks awesome.
Yeah, I mean it's still, everyone's saying it's a very hard game. It is a very hard game.
I mean, how many times have you died so far?
I don't know enough.
Okay.
For the little that I've progressed in the game, enough.
Good answer.
So then on to my gripe. So I been playing Rainbow Six Siege again, and this happened when I first picked it back up, but I didn't think too much of it because I had like a 9-month layoff at that point. So I figured there was some update that pushed that caused the problem, but it happened again like 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, where I load into the game and you get to the point where you can, you choose your operator to play with, and all my fucking loadouts are gone. So I have to go in and choose the weapon and the sights and the barrels.
That's tedious.
And for all 20 whatever operators that I have unlocked.
Jesus.
And the second time it's happened, if it happens again, I may just be done with that game. Even though I have like Rainbow Six currency still in there, I'm not resetting all these fucking loadouts again.
Yeah.
Well, they've been having a lot of problems recently, right? Like, weren't they like bricking PlayStation 4s and stuff like that?
Yeah, they had a problem where they released a patch that was it was like a very specific like order of things that you had to do, but it wasn't a super uncommon set of steps that people were going through that was causing PlayStation 4s to just flat out brick.
That's awful.
And I did not play the game for like 3 weeks at that point. I'm like, fuck that.
No. I wouldn't. Yeah. Absolutely not.
So yeah, once I got everything sorted out, I went back to playing the game and didn't do terribly. But if that happens again, I might just be done because I was accepting of it when I took 9 months off because they made a lot of changes, and I figured something just happened. Right. Maybe that happened to everyone when they made the changes, but to have it happen, when I took 2 weeks off from playing it, that's not acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unacceptable is the right word for that.
That's it. That's all I have worth talking about.
I haven't been doing much either because I've been watching playoff baseball. But
that's not going for you.
Lately, not great.
Like the last 2 days.
Not so good. But outside of my homework, which I'll talk about later at length.
I'm so excited for this.
We need to get gameplay footage of that for.
We should. There we go. That's what we should get gameplay footage of. Mike, you're gonna sit down and do a full review. Although I will say, so we were over at Mike's house the other night, and he already had it deleted from his PS4. He's like, I finished it. He was like, why is it gone?
You treat that shit like porn on your mom's computer. You gotta get that shit out of
there.
As soon as possible.
What was it? 15% of the trophies or something he got. It wasn't very many.
All right, I don't want to get too far into the review of this game.
We'll get into
that. But I would have had to beat the game at least 3 times. Yeah. I don't have 3 hours of my life that I gave it 1.5 playthroughs, which I'll explain later.
Fair enough.
Anywho, the games I've been playing a little bit more than that. I bought Golf Story for the Switch, and it is great. Like, not good, it is great. Everyone's comparing it to like the visuals of Stardew Valley. So if you play that game or seen that game, you kind of understand what it looks like. So it's the kind of like it's like old school RPG, like almost like Pokemon looking, like 3/4 look, and you move around the world and you get quests and do things. But it's the way that they integrate golf into all these different quests is unbelievable. Like I can't even imagine how many different variations of golf things to do as they're having me doing. Mm-hmm. Like and each golf course that you go into has different personalities and quirks and things to do. So the second you're like, the second you get in, the second you feel like you've done everything in the world, they're moving you on to the next one and have a whole new set of things to do. So Golf Story it looks like an NES Open type like golf game, 3-click golf, just like damn near every golf game right now. But you are really going through like an RPG where you're going through the town, you're going through the golf courses, getting a main quest, getting side quests, getting currency to go buy new clubs and golf balls and things like that. You're getting XP to improve your stats along the way, and you can't do some of these side quests until you boost some of your stats. So It's like they're really moving you forward throughout the whole thing. And I mean, the golf alone is fairly solid. There's a couple of gripes I do have are actually in the golf of the Golf Story, but the story end of it is really, really good. Yeah. Just kind of get an idea of the vibe of it. Like the tutorial level is you as a kid learning golf from your dad. So, and it's very charming, very heartwarming, and very funny in some moments too. And they have some really off the cuff stuff that you don't see coming. That is just really clever, and the writing is great. It is really, really great, and really keeps you going throughout the different courses and challenges and levels and everything else. But it's like I've been playing it while I've been watching like baseball or football, wherever it is, and I'm just zoning out of whatever I'm watching on the TV screen. Like I am just in the Switch playing this game. It is a Switch exclusive. I don't think I said that yet. It is only on Switch as of right now. But like I said, there's just there's not a ton of like they kind of really do throw you into it, but you understand what's going on immediately. It's like it's an underdog story. Like when you hit a tutorial level where you're a kid, then you start the next level at like 20 years later as an adult while you're breaking up with your girlfriend and you're kind of down on your luck and you're like, no, just screw it. I'm gonna go after what I always want to do and play golf. And the very first course is just like a completely torn down, nasty golf course with like people with like boom boxes and their shirts off. And
Marquette Park,
more or less. So and
my God, Marquette Park. Jesus.
They have
I golfed there once.
Golfed there plenty of times.
I think I believe I did that too. But and they have like different like hazards. Like the first had the groundskeeper is terrible, so they have like mole rats everywhere. Mm-hmm. And if you hit the ball into like a little circle around the mole rat, he'll pick it up and put it like in the bunker, or he'll pick it up and put it somewhere else. So there's more than just a normal golf when you get into it. And it's very clever, and each one makes sense. Like the second level is more, I guess, like a prehistoric world where like everyone's talking like cavemen, but they have tar pits, so you can hit the ball into tar pits, which sucks. The third one is like a sky level, and there's birds that come by and pick up your ball, and depending on what color the bird is, they'll drop your ball in different things. They have good ones though too. Like they have one like the brown one. If you hit it hit it into the bunker with the brown one, they'll put your ball back on the fairway. So there's a lot to consider as you play. The only gripes I have are you don't really get a really good view of the course when you're playing. Like they give you like an overview, but some of these holes are pretty big. Like there's a lot going on there, and you can click and move around like around the ball So you can zoom out a little bit and see what's going around, like where you're going to be shooting, but you can't see a ton. And the putting's kind of iffy too.
I was gonna say, I heard like you can't even tell like which way like it's breaking and all that kind of stuff.
There's a little arrow
Yeah.
that tells you which way the green breaks, and if it's slight or moderate or extreme
Yeah.
in terms of the slope. But it's just like you're kind of hoping. Yeah. But that being said, I mean, like everything else is solid.
Yeah.
Like and it's very forgiving. Like I've chipped a lot of balls in. I've gotten some really like, 3 irons from 140 yards away. I put in stuff like that.
Okay.
So it's very forgiving on that end of it. But like I said, the golf is just like the thing that you do to progress the story and then find more characters and have more fun and really get into it. I said there's moments where I've laughed out loud or I've been smiling while playing the game, just reading what's going on. It's very, very good. The other thing I've been playing also on my Switch is I got Mario plus Rabbids, and I got it yesterday for my birthday.
Nice.
And I've put about 2 hours into it, and I'm really digging it.
Yeah.
I've never played an XCOM in my life, so I kind of know it was turn-based, tactical, moving around.
Right.
Difficult?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
I mean, I've gotten. So when you go into it, you got 3 characters, and and they give you so many turns to finish the battle. So it's not like 1, 2, 3 turns. So like if all of us were in the party, the second all of us finish, that's a turn. Okay. So like I would have like 7 turns to get past wherever obstacles are ahead of me. I haven't been anywhere closer than like 2 less than par, I guess, on that one. So if they give me 7 turns, I haven't done more than 5. So it hasn't been difficult yet. I've gotten a few extra weapons and things like that, but so far so good. I mean, I am enjoying it. It's kind of hard to say right now, but the story makes no goddamn sense. Like how those worlds combined.
That sounds about right.
Complete nonsense.
Well, it's Rabbids.
Rabbids
are complete nonsense. So.
Right. And Mario's not one to have like a story.
Crazy Ubisoft.
So, but I mean, the gameplay is fun. It's something unique to me. And I do find myself like it's like you're basically just walking through the world, get into a battle, walking through the world, get into a battle, walking through the world, get into a battle. But there's not a lot to do in the world.
Sure.
So I'm hoping like the battles and like that loop of like getting better guns and different attacks and different characters. Like I hope that's what's going to push me going, because like the minute to minute is only so far. But like I said, I'm only a couple hours into a pretty big game, so we'll see.
Nice.
I think that's it.
Nice.
Steak was coming out.
That's got to be one of our shortest. What we're playing yet?
I only had I mean, baseball.
Usually Mike's got like 5 or 6.
I was going to say,
Usually got 5 or 6, and I'm super long-winded.
keep us going.
Baseball shit wrapped up real quick here.
We're in playoff baseball. Hockey season's going on. Football season's in full gear. I mean,
I bought a bunch of games recently. I got Thimbleweed Park for the Switch as well. I bought Stardew Valley for the Switch as well. What else? Hitman Season 1.
Oh, right.
I got that awesome deal at Target for $15.
They're supposed to be announcing something in regards to more content for Hitman in the next week or so. Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll finally start talking about Season 2.
Yeah, hopefully. And I bought Nier Automata, which I'm going to be playing sometime. That's probably the next thing I'm going to play.
Nice. And then when you're done, you're going to give it to me.
I will.
I'll give you back your RE7 that I haven't played.
That somehow works.
Here, you give me your game, and I'll give you your game back.
And I'll give you your game back.
Steak was coming out next couple weeks.
Well, the first game, thankfully, I saw this before we went live. So the first game on my list here is Age of Empires Definitive Edition for PC. Yeah, that just got delayed to 2018. Ooh. It was supposed to come out tomorrow, the 19th, but it has been delayed till 2018. Nothing like waiting to the last minute. Good job, Microsoft. So if you're looking forward to that, well, you're gonna have to wait some time. And they didn't say a date. I don't believe I saw a date either. I just think it was just 2018.
Keep looking forward to it.
Yep. Fire Emblem Warriors for the Nintendo Switch and the new Nintendo 3DS, October 20th. Siberia for the Nintendo Switch, October 20th. Destiny 2 for the PC, October 24th. Just Dance 2018 for fucking everything, October 24th.
Is it still coming out for the Wii?
Wii U. I have Wii U on here. It does not show Wii. Okay, I don't know.
I think they had a Wii version last year.
I think the Wii stopped. I think the Wii is finally done. Well, but still Wii U though.
We're 2 generations past at this point, so it had a good run.
Ridiculous. Knights of Azura 2, Bride of the New Moon for PS4, Switch, and PC, October 24th. All these Switch games, man. It's beautiful.
They're getting on the bandwagon. Get on that bandwagon, Art. Get on that bandwagon.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yomawari, Midnight Shadows for
Yomawari.
PS4, PC,
Yomawari.
and the Vita, October 21st. Road Rage for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC, October 24th. Assassin's Creed Origins.
Hey.
PS4, Xbox One, and PC, October 27th. But then I'm torturing myself and waiting to play that for another 10 days. Or, no, 14 days.
I was gonna say that.
God damn it. What am I doing to myself? Not until the X. Super Mario Odyssey for the Nintendo Switch, October 27th.
I can't wait.
I was this close to buying the cap today. The Cappy cap. I was very close. Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus.
Yes.
PS4, Xbox One, and PC, October 27th. So ridiculous.
Stranger Things 2
So
coming to
much.
Netflix, October 27th.
I know. God damn
Who
it.
cares? You're
Whatever, dude.
the worst.
Cannot wait. Then the 29th, when I'm on the couch hungover from the Halloween party, we are going to binge watch all of Stranger Things. And last but not least, Bugsby, The Woolies Strike Back.
That's coming out already?
He's back. PS4 and PC, October 31st.
I know that was coming out. I knew they announced it, but I know it was coming out
Yeah,
so quick.
I haven't seen a fucking thing on it. It's gonna
That's
be
a
terrible.
good sign.
Yeah, it's going to be terrible. And then do not forget about your free games in October. For PlayStation Plus, for PS4, you can download Amnesia Collection and Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. For PS3, Hustle Kings and Monster Jam Battlegrounds. For the Vita, Hue, which is cross-buy with the PS4, and Skyforce Anniversary, also cross-buy with the PS4. And then for Xbox One, you can download Gone Home until the 31st. And now you can download the Turning Test until November 15th.
Oh, yeah, they just came out, didn't it? The
Yeah,
16th,
today.
right?
Yeah, right now. Yep, today. And then for Xbox 360, that's also playable on your Xbox One. You've already missed out, if you didn't download it yet, on Rayman 3 HD. And right now you can download Medal of Honor Airborne until the 31st.
Very good. Extra.
Hang on. It's not time yet.
It's not time yet. Come on. I wanted to be time.
Stand by for the news.
It's time for the news.
Time for the news.
So, 3 things in a rant today. Yes, a rant is news.
Okay.
It's
fine.
It's a news-related rant.
That's fine.
It's a
I'm all about
nicely
it.
structured rant.
Okay, so Nintendo apparently filed a trademark in Japan for something related to the Game Boy. There's nothing... People are trying to figure out at this point if it's for a Game Boy Classic or if it's just to prevent someone else from doing a Game Boy Classic type device. And like Kotaku had an article on it. They show like schematics. It's a fucking Game Boy.
It's a Game Boy Classic.
I fucking hope not.
It is.
It hung 100%
It
on it.
totally is.
They did the same thing for the SNES.
Yep.
They did the same
it is
exact
definitely for a Game Boy Classic.
I can't think of enough games I liked on Game Boy though.
There's a lot of good ones. There was a lot I like, but the problem I'm seeing with this is if it's going to be like a true handheld system with like, a screen, it's going to be expensive. If you have to add a screen and all that kind of stuff, if you make it like a true handheld, like, I mean, if you do something like, it looks like the Game Boy, but here's the HDMI plug, you play it on your TV and stuff like that. I mean, honestly, if they do it that way, I don't think I want it. I want it as a handheld. That's the whole fucking point of the thing. You know what I mean?
How much do those green and black screens go for these days?
Oh, I'm sure. I don't know. Well, I have a feeling they wouldn't use the green screen. I think it would be a black and white screen.
I think
like that they use in the. I think it was the Pocket they changed, right? The Game Boy Pocket had the black and white screen.
But like, man, the green is the iconic piece.
Oh,
of that,
I agree.
though.
Well, people are saying though, there's probably gonna be a button
Oh, like a
to
toggle
switch, a toggle switch where you can play black and white or the green. It'll put like the green filter on it and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a high quality screen that's
Yeah.
gonna be on there.
And the SNES and NES, like you can change
Yeah.
the filters you have on it. So it can be 4:3
Right.
or 4:3 where it looks like a tube TV.
Yeah.
So.
And then someone else was also saying like a Super NES. Like, remember the Super
Super Game Boy?
Game Boy?
Yeah.
Like a switch for that to toggle for the games that would support that too. Again, it would be awesome. I'm just afraid how much it's going to cost. I mean, if it's more than like the $80 that the SNES was, if it's like $100, I don't know.
That's a good point.
I don't know, man.
I didn't think about the screen.
That would be rough.
But wasn't the Game Boy like $100 when it came out?
Maybe, but
I don't
$100
know.
and
But $100
$89?
now, like, I mean, unless they give me like, because those games are tiny.
Right.
So unless you give me like 50 games, like, then we're talking. If you can give me like 50 games, all right, then maybe. But
They're
if you're
not
going to
give you 50
no,
games.
they're not going to. But if you're going to give me like 20, if you're going to give me like 20, 25 games, that's I don't know. That's going to be worth $100.
I mean, it's like the natural progression, I guess, would be N64, right? But I think this makes a ton of sense. I agree. I mean, I didn't have a Game Boy, so I have like no attachment to it. So, but I think you're hit the nail on the head though in terms of like how would that work? Because they have so many different iterations of the Game Boy as well. Like what version is it going to be? Like how's it going to look?
The schematic is the original Game Boy.
The OG Game Boy.
Yeah.
Interesting. But like, so what would be some of like? Because I don't know shit about the Game Boy because I never had one.
Yeah.
So like, what would be like the top 3, 4, 5 games you would really want to have on it?
Well, without a doubt, Super Mario Land. Hands out.
Here's the picture from the patent filing.
Oh yeah,
that looks like a Game Boy.
That's Game
it's
Boy.
the fucking Game Boy.
That's the original Game Boy. Yep. Ren and Stimpy. This,
Okay.
I forget the subtitle, but Space something. That game was fucking
Were they like
hard.
Space Cadets?
Yes,
Maybe.
Space Cadets. Yes, that game was awesome on the Game Boy. I love that game on the Game Boy. I played the shit out of that game. God, what were a couple of the other ones? I'm trying to think.
It is a shame that the licensing is going to get out of the way of some of the
it
stuff
totally would, though. That's the thing, though. A lot of the great games that were on Game Boy, though, were licensed games.
Same thing
like
with
the Batman game.
Yeah.
That was, oh my God, that Batman game was awesome on there.
It's going to be the same thing with 64. You can't do GoldenEye. You can't do any of the WWF stuff.
Nope.
I'm out.
Well, that's the thing. And I mean, you also can't.
Have you played GoldenEye recently?
It's awful.
That game controls like shit.
I'm sure
Yeah.
it's terrible. I mean, you also can't do like Banjo-Kazooie or anything like that because that's owned by Rare.
Microsoft,
No.
right.
Now Microsoft owns all that.
It's gonna be tough. That's gonna be. I mean, there are good games on there, but like a lot of them were rare games. But that stuff, who we just mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
But the Game Boy has a lot. It does have a lot of good games on there. I mean, Kirby's Pinball Land was amazing. That game was so good. But yeah, there's a lot of good games.
Cool. What else you got?
Next item. Epic is suing a company that provides cheating capabilities for Fortnite Battle Royale.
How?
So basically, the way this company does, they sell their service, and their tool goes in and modifies the code for Fortnite to allow their hacking tools to work. So they're suing them on the basis of them violating the terms of the end user license agreement and I think violating the Copyright Act.
Does it?
I would imagine it would.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just curious. No, I'm just curious. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. No one ever reads that shit.
Yeah,
so I'm just curious.
Man, Fortnite keeps being in the news for weird stuff. Not just like that's a really good game.
So like in this article here, one of the comments from the complaint, the lawsuit says, in using cheat software to modify the game's code in this way, defendant and other cheaters who use the cheat create an unauthorized derivative works based on Fortnite in violation of Copyright Act.
Interesting. I never really thought of it as like copyright infringement and when you change their software. I guess it kind of is.
Well,
because they're using their assets to make
I
their
think
own
part
thing.
of it, well, not only that, it's a paid service.
All the way up. Going to
Thank you.
6 to midnight.
6 from midnight.
That's right.
So the company that's doing this, it's a paid service. So it's like $15 a month or whatever.
Oh yeah, so you're profiting off it too.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. That
So
makes
it's not
sense.
like you're a kid in the basement making a mod for
Yeah.
Fallout and put it on the internet for
Sure.
free.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah. And someone got a comment from the fine young gentlemen who are being sued here. It's not like all cheaters, just like the two guys who run the website this product is sold on. So it's not like they're not going after the people who bought it and used it. I'm sure they're just banning them from the game.
Right.
Well, if you stop the people who are doing the service, you stop everyone who's using it.
Right.
Yep.
So someone asked one of the defendants why they're doing this, and they said because it's fun to rage and see streamers cry about how loaded they are and then get them stomped anyways. So very good English.
Oh goodness.
And then apparently at some point, Epic found what they were exploiting in the software and changed it, and the people found another workaround. And
Oh my god.
one of them posted a message saying, "New method is exposed. Epic, eat my ass."
Oh, that's nice.
Oh
So,
great. Yeah,
So they're asking for a
the
lawsuit.
giant company that is suing your ass. You're taunting them. That's great. That's a great job.
Yeah, and
I can slow clap for that. That's amazing.
Epic did eventually make a statement when contacted about it. They said when cheaters use aimbots or other cheat technologies to gain an unfair advantage, they ruin the game for people who are playing fairly. We take cheating seriously and will pursue all available options to make sure our games are fun, fair, and competitive for players.
And then they said, "Eat my ass." End quote.
No, they're going to wait till the lawsuit's over, and they're going to jump on the table in the courtroom and just start teabagging them.
No, they're just going to hand him a spoon.
Yeah.
They're just going to hand him a spoon. Here you go. You ready? You ready? I would show you my ass, but I don't think YouTube would allow that.
No. Oh, well. Sticks After Hours. Find our website.
We really got to start that.
It's on the dark web.
Keeps coming up.
The fourth time in the last like 6
Right?
episodes.
And then the last news item is Humble Bundle has been bought by IGN, which there's kind of
It's weird.
unnerving
It's really
thoughts
weird.
around it.
Twitter exploded with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
IGN has said they're going to let the two companies run as separate entities. And another thing people have been worried about is that, now that IGN owns this company that sells games, is that going to change the way they review?
That's the only issue I have. Like, I love Humble Bundle because I get a lot of stuff off of it.
IGN, I guess they posted, because I guess Humble develops games too and publishes them.
I didn't know that.
Well, maybe they don't develop,
interesting.
but they publish.
Okay.
They do. They call it like their test ground or something like that.
Oh,
If you
okay.
if you have access to their monthly service, you get that too.
Oh, that's
But
pretty cool. I didn't know that.
IGN, I guess, between the time when this is final and today, they had a game that they were already reviewing that was one of those Humble published games.
Yeah.
And they said we didn't know this was going to happen when we were reviewing this. These are our honest thoughts, and going forward, they're going to use freelance reviewers to do those to kind of avoid the conflict of interest.
Well, that's good. At least you got that. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know about this.
I just wanted to be the same.
As long as
I think it's going to ruin things. Originally, they're going to run as separate.
Yeah.
But then eventually, IGN's going to put their 2 cents in and it's going to fuck it all up. You just know that.
Probably.
I mean, is it going to be like, when you get a Humble Bundle, you can change percentage of what money goes where? Is it going to be an IGN slider on that thing now? Am I going to give $1 to IGN?
If it is, I'll give them
$10
the same amount I give Humble.
Zero?
Zero.
Yeah, pretty much.
I send all my money to the charity.
Yeah.
Me too. I do the same thing. I mean, I'm wait and see on this one. I want to be optimistic about it because I do like Humble Bundle, and I've bought.
Sure.
I've gotten everything from retro games to comic books on that. So I'm hoping that stuff all stays the same, but we'll see. I mean,
Yeah, I have the Humble monthly subscription, and I don't plan on canceling it until they give me a reason to.
Yep, me too.
Or until I just no longer see a need for that service.
Very good.
Yeah. Time for the ranty part of the news.
Oh God.
Oh, yeah.
So, in the past week, maybe two, Bethesda has changed the approach of their marketing for Wolfenstein.
Oh, yeah.
I've only saw bits of this.
So it's normal ads, but they've kind of started to play into the political hysteria that's going on right now.
Oh, the Nazi.
Yes. So
Yeah.
they're showing their little snippets online. They're posting hashtag no more Nazis, hashtag not my America, that kind of stuff. Which it is related to the game, so kind of. They definitely are playing up. What's going on.
Well, they've had Nazis the entire time they've had that game.
Right. Wolfenstein's been a game since the early 90s.
I buy Wolfenstein to
80s.
kill fucking Nazis. That's the reason
Right.
why I buy it.
And,
I'm not going to deny it. I'm not
Somehow,
going to hide that.
somehow, some people are getting offended by these messages because it's the world and everyone has a reason to get offended for everything. I had great grandfathers and relatives who fought in World War II to kill Nazis, so I have no problem with it. I'm not going to speak for you guys. I'll speak for myself and say, if you're supporting Nazis, go away.
No, you're doing great, Art.
Fine, I'll speak for you guys. Fuck Nazis. How about that?
Yeah, that used to not be a controversial thing to say.
Yeah.
That was usually that used to be just a simple, straight,
Yeah.
I remember
universal truth.
I remember when the last Wolfenstein game came out.
Yeah.
It came out in it was a springtime, I believe, is when it came out. I think it was March or April.
Springtime for Hitler.
Yeah. But it was Memorial Day. It was Monday, Memorial Day. I had the day off of work, and I'm like, you know what? I haven't played this in a while. I'm gonna dig in. So I posted a thing on Facebook. I'm like, happy Memorial Day, everyone, and I'm gonna spend it the way I should, killing Nazis. I always remember that. But that's the thing. That's the whole point of Wolfenstein. It's sure you get the supernatural shit, but it's fucking kill Nazis.
It's an alternate timeline where Nazis still did exist, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Regardless of Oh, fine. If they, like, I understand if people get upset about the whole like "Not My America" thing and things like that. It's like, okay, that's taking. It's like, okay, whatever, fine. That's like getting too political into like real, like more like more of the realistic political stuff that's going on and stuff like that. I understand people getting upset over that.
Yeah.
The part about the Nazi shit, never. I will never understand getting upset over that because because regardless if you support Nazis or not, that's what the fucking game's always been about. Right. Period. So that doesn't even fucking matter.
Long before Donald Trump was president, long before there were marches in Charlottesville with douchebags with tiki torches, ruining tiki torches forever for everyone.
I love tiki torches. They smell great.
Yeah, well,
they're very festive.
Look so cool.
They're very festive.
I might have some on
It's
Halloween.
a symbol of hate.
I still might have some on Halloween.
We can't march with put them in the ground then.
Well, they're gonna be in the ground.
Okay.
Where else would I put them?
Don't
carry them.
Don't carry them around when they're lit. Okay, people are gonna get the wrong idea. If you go too close to a busy street, you might get shot.
Yeah.
Then this is the world we live in. Yeah, I like Steak said. Like,
denounce the Nazis, Mike.
I just did. They're a terrorist organization. I can say it. Anyway,
we just got way too political.
Keep your politics out of the podcast.
This is why we.
But
this is seriously.
I think it is a. I want to say is a valid opinion to say like I don't want to have politics in games because games is like an escapism and things like that. Fine. I can at least wrap my mind around that. I don't agree with it, but I at least can wrap my mind around that ideology.
I get it. No, I'm 100% with you on that. That makes sense.
But just being like, but the Nazis. I don't give a fuck about them.
Yeah.
And who should?
I thought we wiped them off the face of the planet 60 fucking years ago, 70 years ago.
God
like I said, it doesn't matter if you do support Nazis or not. This is what this game has always been fucking about. So just shut the fuck up.
And shut the fuck up because you're a fucking Nazi. So shut the fuck up. You lost. Get over it. All right, that's it.
People make me so mad.
Also, while I'm speaking for everyone, we do not support sexual harassment or rape. There.
Also true.
If we're gonna jump into politics,
that's not politics. That's more entertainment. But
that's true.
While I'm making bold statements for all of us, there I said it.
But again, that should not.
No.
You would think that wouldn't have to be said, but
consensual sexual harassment's okay, right, Mike?
I approve that message.
It's always
legit sexual harassment's not okay.
Yeah. Where were we? All right, so
we're getting way too political for our own good.
Let's talk about gaming issues because these we actually have.
This is politically gaming political issue.
We have more of a voice in that than anything else. So, a hot button topic for a while.
I mean, no one's talking about this. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know. Okay, we're gonna
continuing our streak of originality on this podcast. We're gonna talk about what every other video game podcast in the world has talked about in the last month.
Well, they're all getting listens and views, so they're doing something
exactly.
right. So that's why now you get to hear our opinions. Yeah. Lucky you guys.
So, loot crates, boxes,
whatever you call them,
loot containers, and microtransactions. So this became an issue because there was originally Shadow of War, the new Middle Earth game.
There's been a couple games that have come out recently that have like made this more of an issue.
Yes. So this is now. I mean, this has been going on for a while, but this is like finally coming to a head for these two games I'm about to mention. One is the Shadow of War game because you can get like elite orcs to fight in your own tower that you're defending against other players, which means like you can buy more of those loot boxes to increase your chances to get those higher orcs, which kind of gives you a competitive advantage against other people. Turns out it's not really like that. So, and it's what it really does. Like if you're paying for those loot boxes, all it really does is shortens the amount of time you're playing the game.
Right.
So it doesn't. So like that was kind of misconstrued, but it started the conversation.
Yep.
And then they had the Battlefront 2 beta come out, and that one was a little concerning. So it really, really looks like you can buy these loot boxes, stack up cards that are going to give you competitive advantage in the multiplayer game, which I am just not okay with at all.
No, absolutely not.
I mean, yeah. So another one that was big recently was NBA 2K.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's I mean, the big complaint about that one was that if you're willing to give them money for these loot boxes, you will significantly cut down the amount of time that you're grinding in that game to improve your player.
And they said if you wanted to get to like your own like creative player, so you create your own player and you go through the career story, not your story mode, whatever.
Which is actually supposed to be not great.
Right.
Oh, shocking! A sports game with a bad story mode.
It said if you want to get your character,
so easy.
I know. If you want to get your character over like an 86, like you had to play like 300 plus games, which is a lot.
Oh, it's insane.
That's a hell of an investment.
Insane.
Or you buy these loot boxes.
Yeah.
So like those are I forgot about that one. Those are like the three big examples within recent history of games that just released in NBA 2K and Shadow of War, and Battlefront's coming out in a month, I think.
Yeah.
I'm Ron Burgundy. And so that's the start of the conversation. And then the conversation turned to, is it gambling?
Yes.
Is it legal?
No.
So, okay. So where do we want to start this conversation? Do we want to start with the gaming aspect of it? Do we want to talk about the gambling aspect of it?
Let's
just pick.
Let's start with the gaming aspect of it. So first of all, loot boxes, I will admit, are addicting. Injustice.
I was saying Injustice too. Man, I was
super.
I was craving
addicting.
boxes.
Every time you got a box, I could not wait to open them
more
up.
than boxes?
I could not wait to open those boxes to see what what I got. And it's the wife.
Okay.
Shut up, Melissa.
She must have just got home. So
that's a movement over there.
Okay. Sure.
That's a prowler. I just let it go.
I can explain that later. I think I know exactly what that is. I can explain it later. Though.
I took
a dump on
the
couch.
No, to you guys. To you guys, actually, don't worry. I'm not leaving you viewers and listeners out. I can explain it during the podcast a little bit. But a little bit later. But so the gaming aspect of it, it's just like, so like loot boxes and everything, like again, that shit is addicting. It's very addicting. Like it's like, even like, you're playing like Diablo, getting the chests and stuff. Oh, am I gonna get a legendary weapon or an epic or whatever? Like, am I gonna get like that something? It's very like, that's what draws me into those type of games and stuff like that. To pay though, to get the advantage. The first time I ever I did pay for something like this was NHL back in the 360. When they started the ultimate hockey team, like where you got the fantasy teams with the cards and all that stuff. You could spend real money to buy extra packs and stuff. Well, at the time, that was something new. I was like, well, why would I pay? Like, I'm confused. Like, I was kind of confused. I'm like, so what do I? So I spent some money because I was like, well, what do you get out of this? I didn't know. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand what this was about. And then I realized, so if I spend money, I get more. Because like, I realized, okay, it takes forever to get fucking pucks while playing the game. So if I want more pucks, I spend money that I can buy packs of cards, potentially get better players and upgrade my team faster and everything. And I'm just like, well, fuck you, EA. Like, I am not giving you any more. I already paid you $60. Like, right there, I was like, I already paid you $60 for this fucking game. Yeah. I'm not giving you any more of my fucking money.
Well, it comes in like one of three forms, right? Or four forms, really. Like, they have like the cosmetic, like Injustice is cosmetic. Mm-hmm. Unless you're doing like single player stuff, and
single player stuff, it helps.
So you would get like the new gear, which would help you in playing single player, whatever. That's fine. Like, I earned that. I earned that. I earned that box, which earned me that gear, which made me better in fighting. But if I'm playing in the multiplayer, I still have the look of that different gear, but I'm playing at like a baseline. So it's really just strictly cosmetic.
And that part I don't have a problem with. If you want to modify the single player and whatever, save some time or cheat yourself out of some enjoyment in that game, fine. Well, that's you're only affecting yourself.
Right? Exactly. That's like Nier Automata. You can't pay to get all the achievements.
You can buy credits, which you could buy achievements after you do one playthrough.
Right, exactly. So you could essentially do that way, but at the same, it's like, okay, why though? Like again, like with something like that, like again, it's single player, so it's not affecting multiplayer. So if you want to do that, you're a fucking idiot. But fine, go ahead, go waste your money and do that.
So it's like Shadow of War, where like you are taking your gameplay and shortening it, which I don't really understand. Like, if you're going to play a game like that, I think you understand that there's some kind of investment time-wise on that. Why would you want to shorten that time frame? Why would you spend more money to have less of a game?
That's what I don't understand. That's what I don't get. Like, I thought the whole point, like, everyone's bitching and complaining about spending money on DLC that's, like, taken out of the game to make the game longer, give you more to do in the game. But now people are paying to cut the game short.
Yeah,
right.
Make up your fucking mind, like what you want to complain about.
How much do you know about the NBA credit system?
Not much.
Okay, so and I mean this shows up in other games too. I just thought of another one, but like I read an article recently about them like lowering the price of haircuts, which is just like the dumbest thing. You're gonna use real money to cut your game character's hair to look a little bit different, and they made it more manageable. So like it's insanity. And Forza 7 has a bunch of this.
I saw. Yep.
Where you can get modifications for you get a loot box, you get modifications for your car, and then sometimes you can modify your car out of specific game modes. So it's like you're getting all this really cool stuff, but then you can't play online. So it's just like you're buying these things that have cool that no one can see.
But then you can't use it or anything. Yeah, right, exactly.
And like,
that's what they're saying. Like Forza 7, and this is the only reason why. Like, I need to find a way to rent this, so that when I get my 1X, I can at least see it. Yeah. Because I don't want to spend the money on it. They say like if you don't buy the gold edition of it, you're basically it's worthless.
And you're behind.
You're super behind in the whole entire game if you don't buy the gold version of it.
The gold edition was what, $100?
$100. Yeah, it's $40 more. I mean, instead of the regular standard being $60. And which now I think is actually like it's very hard to find the gold because I think that was like they have a bunch of them at launch, but then that's pretty much it.
I mean, it's crazy to think about all the different variations of this. So this is like the Wild West of video games right now. Like the landscape changes every few years, and it's like some new thing. Like where DLC was new, and the very first like big DLC was the horse armor for Oblivion's Elder Scrolls 4, and it was like $30 for like horse
expensive,
armor. So and the people pushed back against it and they reined it in. They kind of changed it and figured it out where DLC is like an acceptable thing now, right? Where microtransactions is another thing that's been around for a while. You talk about an NHL game from the 360 days.
Yep.
That's been going on since then.
Yep.
Like that's still happening. You can still do that on most games. Like again, GTA 5 shark cards are a massive money grab for Rockstar.
I would love to see the revenue.
Me too.
Of how much they
never
make.
Release it.
No, I would love
to
see the revenue on those. Though it's gonna be something just insane amount of money.
Well, they've sold what? How many millions of copies of that thing?
I'd
imagine they gotta be close to $1 billion.
Yeah.
And just that alone.
Agreed.
So talking about money, I don't have GTA numbers here, but Blizzard released numbers in February that last year they took in $3.6 billion in revenue from in-game content.
Jesus Christ!
And most of that
Hearthstone is huge.
Oh, the card packs.
Hearthstone, Overwatch, World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
God. Well, there you go.
Because Overcraft. Jesus.
Overcraft.
I'm mixing them up.
That's the next card game.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Overwatch. That's got like the loot boxes and stuff, right? So you could pay. You pay to get those. And
but their stuff's all cosmetic.
It's all cosmetic.
It's all cosmetic.
Okay. And now, is there like an insane amount of that stuff, or is there like
I haven't played that game since maybe a month after launch.
I'm not sure.
There was a good amount at launch, and I know like every season they do events, and so
they're doing Halloween right now.
There's like special Halloween costumes or special Christmas costumes.
Oh, right.
Every like holiday season they have something new.
But you have to get those in the loot boxes.
You can either get them in the loot boxes or you can buy them with the in-game credit. Okay. But they cost like much more than loot boxes.
Gotcha.
Which I almost don't mind that because if you charge me whatever 6 times what a loot box costs, be perfectly honest, I'd rather pay that money and get what I want than take the risk of paying that money and getting nothing.
Yeah. Yep.
Getting 2 duplicates and something else.
And that's with Overwatch. If you get a duplicate, you get like credit back.
Oh, that's nice. That's good.
They do the same thing so Battlefield 2 is really concerning me. Just from what I read about the beta. Now, they did release a statement.
Battlefront 2?
Battlefront 2, I'm sorry.
2, guys.
Wait, they announced Battlefield 2?
What?
They just put out the first DLC for Battlefield 1.
That's next year. Or 2 years from now.
It totally is. Anyway, for Battlefront 2. Oh, Bad Company. Battlefront 2.
Let's get back into Battlefront 2.
So they did release a statement a couple days ago talking about how they're already maneuvering away from like these cards, like you buying them and stacking them up and them doing a little bit differently and whatever. So I'm hoping that again, this is that beginning of that pushback, being like, this is not cool, like you can't do this, is going to ruin the experience. So that would be a very good result from the beta in terms of not just like the gameplay and server optimization. Like everyone called you out on this possible bullshit before it became bullshit,
right? And
we're going to stop that bullshit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that's what it kind of ends up being.
I hope so because I really want to play the game.
I'm telling you right now, I'm not buying Battlefield 2 until I find out what's going on with it. Fuck, I'm not buying Battlefront 2 until I find out what's going on with that. Like I'm not saying I'm boycotting it outright, but I'm going to get full information before I buy Battlefront 2.
No, I'm with you 100% on that. I was really considering buying that day one. Not anymore.
100%.
Not anymore. Unless they come out before day one and say, this is completely different. Here's what we've changed.
Here's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Then fine.
No, I'm with you on that. I'm 100% with you.
Wasn't part of it for Battlefront 2...
You think it's so easy, Art.
It is. Battlefront.
You just gotta double check yourself.
Yeah, it's like saying cunning stunts. You gotta pause and think about it for a second. Wasn't part of their motivation for doing that they were making all the add-on DLC free?
Yes, every single add-on is going to be free for that game. So this is their counter to that.
We're stealing from Peter to give to Paul on this one. You know, like
right.
we're gonna free DLC, but
See,
if you want to play,
but if you want to be awesome, give us a shit ton of money.
Exactly.
And that's like, especially when it, not even especially, strictly when it comes to online multiplayer games, competitive online multiplayer games. You can't do it where it gives a competitive advantage.
No, absolutely.
There should be
breaks
no
the game.
modifiers.
Right.
Here's the gun. Guess what? That person that's using that gun has the exact same stats as that gun.
That's what I was going to say. Like,
why is it not like? Why would you change that in multiplayer?
I think they should call them cards. If I'm going to play one of those cards, that should be a modifier for everyone. Like if I put it on a 2 XP, everyone gets 2 XP. If I do like double damage, everyone gets double damage.
Here's another thing that pisses me off with that concept. I'm willing to bet that when you play one of those cards, it's consumed and gone forever.
It is.
Oh,
Fuck
absolutely.
It's consuming and gone forever. If you get a duplicate one, you can trade it in for other, like, you get some of the currency back or whatever it is. Yeah, but it's just like, again,
I'm not looking forward to that.
It's like the Destiny 2 shaders.
Right.
You use them once and they're gone forever. So it's just there's like a slippery slope that we are starting to go down, and I do enjoy that we are seeing again that pushback from gamers being like
good,
and then instant changes. Like so the haircut changing thing was stupid, but they did change something like right away when someone was calling on their bullshit.
One of the things I did enjoy about, like you said, they did the Battlefront 2 beta, and people complained about that. There were a lot of reports and a lot of people on Twitter saying, I canceled my pre-order. Mm-hmm. I'm not dealing with this.
Good. And that's great because, I mean, again, we shouldn't... I don't like this. Like, okay, I've gotten away from multiplayer gaming for a long time.
Right.
The first multiplayer game I played in a long time was Splatoon 2. Now, you know, there's no microtransactions in that game. I don't think so. As far as I know, there's no microtransactions in that game. But and if there was, like, they don't make them, like, obvious. That, hey, come buy me for all this extra money. Right. They don't make it obvious. But, like, that game is just, it's pure... Hey, yeah, you get better guns as you move on, but that's just you've earned it as you level up. You unlock those weapons, and then you can play with those weapons. And it's up to you. Like I know people who are like level 20, they're still using like one of the earlier guns because they feel like it's better. Yeah. I'm like one of those people. Like I've unlocked like quote unquote better weapons, but I'm still using one of my earlier weapons because I like the way it works.
And everyone has the same chance of having that gun.
Exactly.
And that's really what it comes down to. So I mean, like
fair. Multiplayer should be fair across the board.
I mean, you are rolling the dice, right? So if everyone has the ability to buy those loot boxes and you're rolling the dice, but everyone has the same chance of having something awesome and something shitty, like you know, there's that involved as well, which I do understand. But when you have any chance of having a competitive advantage against somebody just because you paid more money into the system, that is not okay.
Agreed.
Yes, I'm over there.
I'm looking something up real quick.
Okay. No, I agree 100%. I don't like that at all. And that's not a way to get someone who hasn't played multiplayer games in a long time to get back into it.
Right.
At all. Because like I like again, Battlefront 2, like, I don't know if he ever listens to these, but our buddy Vegas. I mean, he wants us all to buy this bad. I mean,
I want to buy this too.
He's the one that texts us, hey, beta's there. Go download it, fuckers! Like right now, you know what I mean? Like he wants us to play this game with, and I'm thinking about it. I was seriously considering it because I'm like, you know what? I love Star Wars. I mean, I got the first Battlefront, the Ultimate Edition to play their VR mission, but then I was playing some of the regular. And I'm like, hey, this is actually a lot of fun. This is
and the single player this time around.
Right? This is neat. And now there's a single player story, which looks awesome. Again. All the add-ons are free, which is great. So I don't have to worry about buying a fucking season pass like I'm doing for Assassin's Creed because I'm just so
there's so much going on there.
I'm so excited.
The season pass actually might be worth it.
Oh my god! And that season pass was awesome. Like when they announced, I'm like, fucking Undead Pharaohs done. I canceled my pre-order and re-pre-ordered the Gold Edition. I had to do it. I didn't want to, but I had to do it. And that Gold Edition, it's not $100, $110. Those fuckers.
So
mad about that. It better be great.
That good.
This game better.
Good old DLC. Charge them
This game better live up to my expectations.
That good DLC.
But yeah, I want to play Battlefront 2 really bad, but as of right now, it's on my it's in the back now. It's in the back until they come out like you like here and give me a chart of what they're changing, and then okay, maybe I'll buy it.
Yeah.
See, like in so like that game, they have like the booster cards or whatever. I would have less of a problem with that if it was like you can only get the booster cards through like in-game play. Mm-hmm. Like you complete so many matches and you get a pack and you might get some cards. Because that way, I mean, hell, if you play the game for 300 hours and I play it for 10, yeah, you probably deserve to have a little bit more than that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and that could also that could still be things like cosmetic, or that could still be things like.
But when you allow people to buy that and get an advantage just by giving you more money, everyone talks about like pay to win models. That's what that is. That's pay to win.
100%, and that's it was panning out. If it stayed in its current state for Battlefront 2.
Got it.
Thank you. It was panning out to be just like that. You know, it was panning out to be pay to win. And like I said, someone's going to step over that boundary at some point, right? Well, and because they're going to have a game that doesn't have a beta to it or whatever it is, and someone's going to put it out there.
Someone's going to release it.
Someone's going to release it, and it's going to happen, and there's going to be 3 whales out there that are going to make it justifiable for that company, and then it becomes a thing. So I'm hoping that,
I think I heard a report somewhere that's like microtransactions have been on mobile games forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Including pay-to-win ones.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a report somewhere I heard that was like 90% of all money gained from revenue gained from those microtransactions is spent by 2% of the players.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's not a surprise. That's not a surprise at all.
You know, you see that on Reddit from time to time where it's just like, you know, some kid was going through their dad's like bank statement and he found like, my dad's a whale at Angry Birds and he spent like $10,000.
Jesus.
So my kid will just see that I spend a lot of money on DraftKings.
That's the thing.
My dad's a whale at DraftKings.
That's the thing with like, especially like these mobile games. Like I always get suckered in when these new mobile games come out. It's like, oh, let me download this and play it. I play it for like a week because like the first week is solid. Like it's good. Like as long as you get in like right away, it's fun. It's a blast. And then you start hitting the stuff where it's like, oh, I need to start paying to get my guys better.
Oh, that's the model.
Uninstall.
Oh, you played all the time you can today, you know, because you didn't level up. Here,
right?
Give us money and you play unlimited amounts today.
Yep. And like I keep falling into these traps because like not to where I give my money, but just the fact of like just putting my time into these fucking games.
And you get
to the wall. Hit that wall, and then I'm like, oh, that sucks. Uninstall, and I never touch it again.
That's the model. So like again, like Art just said, you said like 2% or whatever it is, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, you're in the 98% of people, and there's hoping to get you into the door, and you're one of the 2%. If you're not, move on. We'll get to the next person.
We'll move on. And by the way, we got ad revenue from you playing the game.
Exactly.
Yep.
And the difference between like that and where we're at, like in the actual console space, is you didn't pay to get that game.
Right.
I paid $60 to play this game.
Right.
And now we're asking for even more.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I mean. When was the last time? When did games become $60?
PlayStation
3?
PS3 era. PS3 era.
I remember buying Super Nintendo games that were $60.
I'll say 64 and Super Nintendo here and there were some $60 games.
What was that the standard?
But the standard was PS3 360 because like the PS4 game or PS2 games were usually like $50.
Okay.
And then like it was 60.
No comment on PS2.
but 360 and PS3. That's where the standard every game across the board was 60. From the pretty much
like 10 years. Then it's been $60.
A little more than that now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm assuming that making games has cost more money in that time frame. And
so that's actually one of the things I was looking up, like thinking about this, because I was thinking like the farthest back I remember buying games is 1996 when I would ride my fucking bike to Best Buy and buy NHL and ride home, and it was $60, and I had that from my birthday or Christmas or whatever. So what I was doing here was looking up an inflation calculator.
Okay.
So what cost you $60 in 1996 would cost $93.33 today.
For real?
Yes.
Jesus.
So those 64 Super Nintendo games back in the day are now would have been like equivalent of $100 nowadays.
Right.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's bonkers.
And that's
I think it'd be that much.
That's crazy.
That's one of the things that I don't know if you guys want to get to the conclusion of like what's the answer to all this. One of the things I've been wondering about is like, so would you rather get a $60 game that has all these add-ons that you could pay extra for, or would you rather pay $100 and get everything?
Honestly, if it's like here, like Assassin's Creed Origins, $110 for everything.
I would like to have the option for both of those models.
Yes, it's great to have an option for both. Because like what Ubisoft's been doing with all their games, like South Park, I think Far Cry as well. You could there's a standard edition for 60, or for 100, or Assassin's Creed case 110. You get the gold edition, which includes the digital extra shit, and the season pass as well, which is everything. Now, again, something like Assassin's Creed Origins, I have not been like this game. Like I've been, as you all know, I've been very excited for this game. So I was like, yes, especially then when they announced, and then they showed off what was coming. I was like, okay, I know I'm going to go through. I'm going to play everything. I want everything. Right. I am willing to spend the money on this. That's what you do. I got my 20% off from Best Buy. I got some reward certificates. So it's not $110 for me. So thank God. But I'm willing to spend something like that. Battlefront 2. That's something where, because it's multiplayer, mostly multiplayer only, you're not going to get any single player DLC. All the DLC is going to be multiplayer. I would probably get the $60, and then if I wanted to, and then if I found myself playing it more, then I buy the season pass separate. But something like that, I don't see myself like, I could see like playing with like us, or like, for like the first few weeks and then not touching it again, for personally.
And I think what you said, having the option to do that, I think is the way to go about it.
It's like I asked that question, but it's like all these games that have these loot boxes or loot crates or packs or whatever the hell you want to call them. Like even if you buy the gold edition or whatever that includes the season pass or whatever, it's not including that shit that's in those loot boxes.
No,
you might get a couple of them.
Yeah, you might.
You'll probably get some bonus
like,
ones.
Hey, you get 10 bonus loot crates for.
Considering we with our Ultimate Edition of Injustice, we got a few, but I mean that included all the DLC characters too, which is
full
fine.
packs of DLC characters. Yeah.
But I think we got some bonus.
Yeah, we did.
Or additional loot crate. But again, that game, it's single player shit.
And it's cosmetic. So I think that was like the best way to do that.
Yeah.
Where like you can do
agree.
this if you want to get like a full set of something that look really cool and play online. I don't know, man. I don't know if there's an option for it, but like outside of putting more money up front, which I think would also cause a revolt in a different way. So
you got to put them on different servers then.
But so let's just put that on the back burner for now. We can talk conclusions at the end of how we think it's fixable. So what about the whole aspect of this, that loot boxes and loot crates are gambling?
So it's basically been already talked about and concluded that it's not gambling, because like I'm not getting any real world benefit from it, or I'm not getting any currency from it, or directly from it. So it'd be like winning. Essentially, it's like winning a raffle.
It's not even that. Oh, I suppose.
Well, I mean, for like not like a money raffle. Like I won this signed picture of somebody.
The way I can best, like the thing I can best equate it to is like when I was younger, going out and buying a pack of baseball cards.
Yeah,
I'm giving you whatever $5 or whatever it was.
Right.
Then you're getting a pack of 12 cards.
Yep.
You don't know what 12 cards they are, but you're getting cards. You're getting something.
Right.
So you're buying something. It's not like I'm over to the casino and throwing $50 on a hand of blackjack.
Sure.
Where I could just lose my money and get nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Kicking a dick in the alley.
And you're having a 1 in 120 chance of getting that special card.
Right.
A special card, or like one of those blind box little toys that's everywhere or whatever. It's the same thing. So yeah, I definitely don't think it's gambling, but I think it affects you just like gambling does.
Yes.
So that's like
it's addicting.
That's the crux of the argument, is that it affects you mentally and kind of subconsciously and chemically the same way that gambling does. You get that rush from, hey, I might get that thing I want. Oh, I didn't get that thing I want. Let's try again. I might get that thing I want. I didn't get that thing I want.
Right, and that's what I mean. That's like you have that release of like all the
endorphins,
all those brain juices go off, because like it is you don't know what it is, and the excitement, then it happens, and then it's like you see it on a screen. Like with Injustice, there's a special sound. You get like an epic piece of food on there.
Yeah,
there's a different sound. Exactly. So you get the sound, you get the effects, you get everything. And it's just I got goosebumps right now just thinking about the Injustice thing. So like it really does.
Boxes.
I'm gonna go home right now. But
I mean, when I used to play Diablo 3 all the time. Oh my god! Like when I opened a chest and I saw that legendary color, holy shit! I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Like I would get so excited, pumped.
I would have like 5 or 6 pieces of loot I just got, and I'm going to that one. That's the epic one first. Right. I'm like, "Oh, what is it? What do I get?" I'm reading all the stuff and reading about it and seeing what it is. So like, I understand that aspect of it, and people are saying like, is it responsible for us to have a box in your front room that could cause that same level of addiction?
Right.
And that's what, because that loot box is what you're releasing those endorphins and making that feeling happen, and I have it right there. So like,
right.
Then
I don't have to go to the casino and do it. I don't have to take cash out of my pocket and hand it to somebody. It's, hey, I have my card in the system. I got that shit.
I got that shit to my PayPal, and it's just fun money until I got to pay the bill. So
Right.
that's the psychological aspect of it that people have been like who have been addicted to gambling and things that have been speaking on. Like it's the same to your brain.
Yeah.
Which means it would have the same result, which means that could be detrimental to your lifestyle and life and situation.
I think that's very well possible, and I think it's a concern. I mean, I definitely think so. I mean, we all play games and stuff like that. I mean, we've also known we've seen people addicted to them.
We've all used the word addicted and hooked and all that stuff. I'm talking about
you know
games.
what I mean? And that's the thing. And I mean, that's like when Diablo 3 came out for PC, it pissed me off because of the issues it had. But when it re-released on PS4, I was serious that I beat it in a week. Like in 3-4 days, I put 30 with working full time. I put 30 hours into that game because that's all I wanted. As soon as I got home from work, threw my shit, and that was it till I went to bed. Like I was drawn in. The only other game that did that, like the last era, was Sleeping Dogs. I put 25, 26 hours into that game in 3 days, and beat the shit out of that game because I that's all I could think about. Even when I was at work, I'm like, oh my, I can't wait to get home and fucking play this. Like we all get that, and we get that feeling every once in a while from a game.
But like most of those games end.
Right.
I can keep buying boxes all day long if I wanted to.
Well, that's why I'm glad I never spent money, but I got out of the Hearthstone because I finally got to a point where I was playing and stuff.
Pure Colombian Hearthstone.
Yeah. I was playing it and I was just like, man, I was just losing way too much. I was just losing way too much. And I was just like, I don't want to spend money on this. But there was times where I would just sit there and just play games after game after game after game because I was like, this is I need more gold. I need more gold, so I can get more packs and all this. And I'm glad I got off of that because I haven't played it probably in over a year now.
It's that is I think that's a more interesting aspect of this is could they have a legal not legal right but a legal stance to be you guys can't put this kind of stuff in your game anymore. But then where does that go?
Well, yeah, in order for that to happen, you're talking about getting the government involved.
Yeah.
Getting Congress involved.
Yeah.
That never works out well.
No.
Not for video games, doesn't.
No.
So it's so far at this point, people have raised the issue to the ESRB, and they've come out and said we don't consider this gambling.
I don't think it is gambling though. It's not gambling.
I don't think it is either. If you're going to consider that gambling, like I said, you have to go to every Target and Walmart and take the baseball card section and put it behind a counter and only sell to people who are 18 or older.
Yep.
And
that's true. That's true.
It's one of those things. I think the best you could hope for is maybe throwing some kind of warning label on the box. Maybe getting Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo. Well, Nintendo's doesn't so much see the issue anymore. But Sony and Microsoft and the PC publishers to put some kind of setting in the system that says, hey, turn off these options that require that are considered addictive.
But
it's all going to have to be voluntary,
right? And if you do that, if I'm Sony and I'm asking Blizzard to turn off microtransactions in their next game, I am now cutting off a revenue stream.
Well, I don't think they're going to do it. Like I said, it would have to be something that you toggle in your system. So,
but you're still giving them that option to cut off a revenue stream for them. Even though you're not mandating they have to stop it, but you're giving the player an option to stop giving that company money.
Sure.
Which could
you do the same thing with parental controls.
Yeah, but I don't think but parental control is limiting what a minor can do as opposed to an adult.
I mean, I guess at that point you have to, which of these companies are stand-up people who don't want to target people with addiction and who just cares about the bottom line.
And this is a business, and at the end, when you pull all the stuff aside, it's where does the money go and who's making it and why. So I think that I can see a warning label. I can see it I can see that easily.
Surgeon General.
Yeah, exactly. Epilepsy and gambling.
And that's a big example everyone uses.
That would be awesome. That would kind of be awesome.
Every game you buy has an epilepsy warning on it.
Yeah.
That's
true.
a medical condition. Yeah. Addiction is a medical condition.
Oh yeah,
true.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's true.
So I mean, there's I think the warning on the box is the most likely outcome these aren't going to go away. They're making way too much money.
What was it, $3 billion?
$3.6 billion for Blizzard alone.
That funds 2 more games.
Right. Fuck, that funds way more than 2 more games.
Yeah. Well, depends on the scope.
I would say depends on the studio. But
the Blizzard spends like $1 billion in their cinematics alone.
Yeah.
But like, so looking at this from the other side of the thing, you have like the game studios, which game development now is a way longer cycle and costs way more money and involves way more people than it ever has in history. So when you're selling a game for $60, the price has not changed in at least 10 years, possibly 20.
Yeah.
I mean, that's they need more money to, keep things moving. Mm-hmm. So I see, and like you said, they're a business. They're especially publicly traded businesses like Activision, like Ubisoft. Their job is to make money for their shareholders.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's somewhere there has to be an even ground. That's why I think like a warning label would be like that's the best you're probably gonna be able to hope for. Plus, like I had essentially said, like put a system setting where you could toggle it off, because like I know on like I said, I gamble money on DraftKings. So it's gambling. Okay, it's not a game of skill. It's fucking gambling.
True.
People argue whether
it's
daily
gambling.
fantasy is gambling or a game of skill, like online poker.
Yeah.
But there is a setting in there.
Gambling.
Yeah.
There's a setting you in your account settings. There's an option that you can toggle that says says disable my account. I have an addiction problem.
Okay.
And you have to if you want it re-enabled, you have to call their customer support.
Okay.
That's awesome. Good.
So
that's good.
That's an interesting
That's very
solution.
good.
So that's one of those things that I mean, you are putting things in the hand of in the hands of the person, but like with any addiction, if you have to want to stop doing this. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They're not going to turn it off. Shit, this guy deposited $10,000 this month. Let's turn this off. He's clearly got a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
It's one of those things you have to go in there and say, I know I have a problem with this.
Yeah.
I need this turned off.
That's interesting. That's an interesting solution.
But that's one of those things. Like, I don't know how they came to the conclusion to do that. I don't know if there was some kind of litigation or what the fuck happened. I never looked into it. But that's where like the idea of like putting a setting on the PlayStation to like toggle off, whoever's spending money online or something.
Interesting.
But then again, DraftKings is a first party. They do all their own stuff.
Right.
Whereas they're not Sony, who's dealing with Ubisoft and EA and Activision and, all these other companies who are, also trying to make money. Plus Sony gets the 30% of everything they sell through the PlayStation Store. So they're taking money out of their own pocket too there.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I'm more hoping that it stops before it starts. And like I said, this initial pushback and I'm hoping is enough. I think that really the litmus test is, what does the NBA 2K look like next year?
Yeah.
Like, how much has that really changed? How much have they taken in?
Because they got killed. They got crushed in reviews also for that.
Oh yeah.
Well, everyone was ripping.
Some
on
people
them.
give them like 3s and 4s because I can't play this game.
Honestly, I was seriously thinking about picking it up
too.
for the Switch.
Me too.
Because I've heard great things about it on the Switch. But like, it looks great and everything. But now, like, after I read all that kind of shit, I'm just like, you know what? Unless it's like $20, I'm not buying it.
Yeah, no way. Not
Well,
a chance.
that's like a lot of the companies that did the reviews for that game and gave it the 3s and the 4s. They put in there like, the way microtransactions are implemented this year versus previous years has fundamentally changed the way this game is played. And with that being known, without at that point, I think 2K came out and said, we're going to make changes. We hear your feedback. And like they said, like, once those changes are made, we will revisit our review. But until then, our score stands.
Good, and that's how it should be.
Good. And all this is why I play single player games. Let me be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, this is why I play single player stuff, is because of shit like this. And like the stuff earlier with the Fortnite cheating and all that kind of stuff. Like, just play the fucking game.
That's what happened in the stream. That's why I lost.
What happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all PC players.
Right, yeah.
No.
What happened to the days of like the old school original Rainbow Six? Everyone had the same fucking players. Only one person could play as Chavez, but everyone got the same players, and you just everyone just played. You know what I mean? You just played the fucking game.
Well, even like the Rainbow Six Siege, it's like you can pay to unlock all the characters, or if you play the game and it's not even that hard to get enough like experience points, you can unlock them with experience points.
Sure.
And I mean, it's going to take a decent amount of playing, because I think if you unlock them with experience points, it's 25,000 per character, and I want to say you get 400 per multiplayer match.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So I mean, you're going to put some time in, but if you play the game that much and you like it that much, it's not that hard. I mean, when I was playing it, every night when it first came out, I unlocked the first 2 downloadable characters with the experience points.
Nice. I mean, that's the thing too. I mean, like in like every game's, like I said, like that model just drives me nuts. Like the free to play model normally drives me nuts as well. But like then you have something like Marvel Heroes, like Omega. They just released Black Bolt on there. It's $20 to download Black Bolt, and you get a costume, and you get to play as Black Bolt. But the thing with that is like, okay, I didn't pay a dime for this game. Like I didn't pay a dime to play this game.
Free to play games are a completely different story.
And then like, but then to get like, yeah, exactly. And then like, but if I really want to play as Black Bolt, like I'm not gonna, I'm really considering it because I really need to get into that game more. That game's awesome. I really need to play that more. But like, if I really want to play that, it's $20. But that doesn't affect like the multiplayer. That's just my personal preference to play as this player, and that's all it is, you know. But again, I don't mind spending the $20 because I didn't pay a fucking penny for the game.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Something I pay $60 for Rainbow Six Siege or or whatever, Battlefront 2 or whatever. Like I don't want to pay more. I don't want to have to pay more to be better at the game.
Agreed.
I don't want.
You shouldn't have, and you shouldn't.
And I shouldn't have to. It should be skill based. It should be skill based,
and you shouldn't have to worry about if other people did.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. All right. So they're bad, right? That's what we come to.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
In
the way that it's done,
the way that they're more and more being implemented, yes, they're not good. Basically, I think if it's giving you an advantage over human players you're playing against, that should never happen. If you want to do something that cuts down the amount of time you're playing in single player, that's on you.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to sit there and get cosmetic stuff like Overwatch, cool, no problem with that. I mean, you sit there and you get the devil outfit for Mercy, and she still plays the same as her default outfit. So, I have no problem with that kind of stuff. It's when it turns into a pay to win type thing, or when it, like in the case of NBA 2K, like a lot of the reviewers said, when you are at a fundamental level changing the game from a previous iteration, I can't get on board with that.
And that's what a lot of people...
Especially when it's a drastic change like it was, this year. It's one thing if you implement it slowly over time and it's little change from year to year and people don't notice as much, but like you said, like only being able to get your player up to 86 and having to grind hundreds of hours to get it up to 90, that's ridiculous.
I agree. All right. That's that. So, the eagerly anticipated My Gift to You.
Yes.
My Gift to You is the section of the show where one of us gives someone else a game, gives them a chance to review it, something hopefully they never played before. And I definitely never played this one before. Art Past
Play it
Me.
again. And again.
I am so
again, and
pumped
again.
to hear this.
Past Me. Frisky Business.
You know what I'm talking about.
It's officially on my watch list for when it goes on like sale for like $4. We'll see. We'll see after this.
So, it is on iOS and is on PlayStation 4. I played it on PlayStation just for privacy's sake. So, you are a private detective. You're just starting your business as a private detective.
Private Dick one would say.
Private Dick Frisk would be your name, and in that case, you are the private detective Frisk, and it's you and your nerdy partner, and you're just starting this business. Now, there's no animation in this game. There's still backgrounds.
That's disappointing.
Yeah,
still backgrounds.
A little bit.
Sounds very similar to Mr. Masagi.
Still backgrounds, still foregrounds with the terribly animated characters, and they don't move. Like they come in. The line comes underneath.
I feel as though we've all experienced a game like this now.
Yeah.
Dream Daddy was so.
Dream Daddy is pretty much the same. Yeah.
But and then as you're going through the dialogue choices, you have you get choices as you go along, and your 3 choices ultimately always are complete dickhead, let's fuck, or remain silent. Now, if you pick remain silent, it literally types out remain silent underneath it. They didn't even give you like the ... So they put in like it's not like flirt, and then it's because of a flirty line. Like whatever line that you pick from the dialogue tree gives you directly into the character. So the crux of a game is your very first case. It's a private detective. These 3 girls are they said they saw like a scary clown, like how that thing was happening like in real life when people were seeing clowns. Well, this was happening to them. Take that back. Take a step back. Your very first case is this girl who shows up.
Yeah, she does.
And she has not yet. So she has like cat ears on and her cat stuck in a tree. So that's how you learn the mechanics of the game, like clicking dialogue boxes to get the cat down, whatever it is. And the same thing. It's just like, fuck that cat. All right, well, I'll help you. It basically are your two options, and it's all nonsense. So you do that, then you start texting this girl. Like it's the end of the day. What do you want to do? You go to bed, or you start texting this girl? Of course I'm texting the girl.
Fuck yeah.
What am I here for?
Fuck yeah.
What did I turn this game on for?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, what
You gotta make it happen.
What am I gonna do?
You gotta make it happen.
So I start texting. I text her. And she texts me, but before the dialogue, because they give you an image of your phone on the left side of the screen. So they put her dialogue up, but they put my dialogue choices right over her dialogue. So I have no idea what she's saying to me.
No, okay.
Is that really important?
No, absolutely not, because my options are you're a bitch or let's fuck. Those are the only options that you have pretty much as you go through all of this game. I text her a few times, and my main case starts with those three girls. And as you're talking to those three girls, you kind of zero in on one as you go along. But that doesn't make any goddamn difference anyway. So you kind of zero in on one, you start flirting with one, but the other one's kind of there too, and the third one's kind of there too, and the third one's kind of flirting with your partner, your nerdy partner, but your nerdy partner's kind of just pointless. Like he's there to interject a random fact every once in a while about what's going on that makes no sense.
Okay.
You find a mask. So you bring it to a costume shop, and it turns out the costume shop is owned by like a famous cosplayer who is also another girl who your partner's a big fan of. After you talk to them, you do the same thing. The dialogue is awful. You're like, do I go home or do I go out for a few drinks? So of course I go out for a few drinks. The place is called Melons. Of course I'm going to Melons.
Hell yeah.
Where one of the three roommates works and her friend.
Yeah.
So same thing. Talking to them, we're making sauce jokes because it's wings.
Yeah.
And then you circle back. So that day ends. I text a girl again, the cat ear girl, and I circle back. So a little more happens. They're like, hey, get over here right now. And you find some more evidence. Then your cop friend comes over, who is also a girl. And she wants to help you out. So then she gets into the mix as well. And one of the roommates is kind of liking her, but kind of liking me and kind of liking everybody. Right?
All right.
So
this sounds like a fun Saturday night.
So we get to this.
It's very exciting.
And now I finally get the opportunity to get down with one of them.
Yeah.
She's like, I want to have a conversation in my room. Like, I want to have this conversation in your room. So we had a conversation in her room.
With my penis.
And instantly, it's just like, what do you think about the case? I don't know. Let's have sex. I'm like, all right, let's have sex. And then it is that quick. It is like two sets of dialogue, and you're banging.
Okay, at least in the daddy dating, the biker guy,
you had to work for it.
You had to work for it a little bit.
Absolutely not. You just had to be moderately nice, and pick one, and that was it. All right, so. The picture of the girl changes to a more seductive pose, still clothed but more seductive. She fades out.
Fuck?
She fades out. Hearts fade in. Scene.
What?
That's it.
What? I gotta agree with Art here. This is some bullshit.
Now I'm thinking
this is some bullshit.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm thinking that maybe the iOS version might be a little bit different.
I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
I did a incognito Google search of this, and nothing came up.
Right.
Incognito.
So
have some balls, man.
Yeah.
Right, so bang that one. End of the day again. Go back to Melons. Talk to that roommate. Next thing I know, I'm having a threesome with those three girls.
Yeah!
Literally, like this. It was literally. I don't even know. No, it was back at my apartment.
Doesn't matter.
No, it was back at my apartment. I had them come back to the apartment.
Irrelevant.
I had them come back to the apartment.
Irrelevant.
So
Could
again,
have been at a bus stop. I don't care.
change it. Hearts come up. They go away. They're like, that was a full night. What do you want to do now? And they give you a list of all the different girls to text. So I text the cat girl. She came over. And we banged.
Woo!
So it's just like in the span of 10 minutes, I had sex 3 times with 4 women.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
circle. Okay,
You should
so,
brag about this.
Yeah,
So-
you really should.
So at the end of that day, they end up like phoning you back, like the clown is here or some stupid. No. I take that back. They after that third sex scene, they kind of like fade to blacks and they go back to your office and saying like, oh, I guess this is a cold case now. I was like, they're gonna roll credits on me right now. I thought like this is the end of the game. Like, that's it. We're done.
Right.
There is no end of the game. You
Yeah.
bang a few times. That's
I
all.
banged 3 times. I guess that's it. So
It sounds like a solid game, I mean, honestly.
so
Sounds like a fun Saturday.
Yeah.
So, okay, then I get the call and I go over there and there is the clown is attacking them right now or whatever it is. So the cop friend comes, all the girls are there. They find a doll, like a weird clown doll. Like, all right, weird. I'm gonna bring, and of course the nerdy friend's like, I saw that in that cosplay girl thingy. So you bring it over to her. She's like, what's going on with this doll? And then we're fucking. Number 4.
Hey, you know what? I should change your subject on you. That's what she did.
More or less.
This is going very
I
well.
kind of did what happened. So after we have sex, we find out that she's kind of in on it. Not me. Well, I guess me and her. But
You were kind of in on it.
yeah, I was kind of in on it. But she was. She's not really in, but she was like hiding stuff from like the investigation. So there's that. So we find out what's going on. Again, we find out the clown is back there again. Go there. We're like, all right, I'm gonna stay here the night. Bang the first girl again. So I went back to the second one again. Again, that's what's 5, I think now.
Yeah. Good for you, man.
There's a sound outside. You get the option to be like, act like you're sleeping, or go out there. Those are your 2 options. So of course I go out there, and the clown knocks me out, and I'm now in a carnival.
What the fuck?
So
Roll credits.
So like I get knocked out. They take the girls. I'm in the carnival trying to save them. And then I'm basically strung up. I think because I can't. They don't. Even though I'm strung up, they don't even show me at all. Like they show the clown, they can't show me because that's a different drawing that they didn't make.
Oh,
so,
okay.
so
All right.
They don't want to break the fourth wall.
everything's
Right,
everything's contextual. Or not contextual, I guess.
Okay.
So the clown's like, all right, I'm going to kill one of these girls, and you got to pick who it is. I'm like, I'm not doing that. The clown's like, you got to pick one of the girls. You got to pick one of the girls. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm like, are you sure? It's like, yeah. And he goes, and just stabs me right in the chest and kills me. And then I get the "You are dead" and credits roll.
That's awesome. That's fucking awesome.
And it was oddly gruesome because, like, I mean, the blood was like the
record-
weird squishy sounds.
For
Like
the
you
record,
get-
you killed the one you banged twice already.
hold on a second. So I'm like, it's like, you have died. I'm like, oh fuck, all right. And then back to the main screen. I got a chance to continue. So I'm all right, cool. I'll continue. And it got me right back to a little bit before, like when the girls were first having me over when they called in for the second or third time, whatever it was. I go through all that stuff, and of course, I picked that girl I banged twice. Because she always
You're been there twice.
because she told me that she was no longer interested in me anyway. So like, you are worthless to me.
Wow. There's Mike's view on women.
No, it was her or 2 innocent victims. It was only one of them wronged me, and I was gonna die. So
Did she really wrong you? She nailed you.
No.
You nailed her twice.
no, but I mean for the record, my like canon playthrough, I died in honor.
True.
Now I'm
Very
just
true.
trying to get more endings.
No, fuck it.
So of course, they're like, I pick her, and they're like, all right, and then like, the clown's bringing up a knife, and the cop friend comes in, puts 2 in him, kills him. Credits. That's it.
No, like wrap up, no ending story.
Not really. I mean, there was
No post credit scene.
there was a little bit like, oh, that was it was like the end of a Scooby Doo. Like it was just like.
So what I'm hearing here is watch a YouTube playthrough of this, and that's it.
And
Don't
I did-
actually play it yourself.
I played it 1 and like a half times,
Yeah.
and I finished it in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Sounds very much like Mr. Masagi. Except you didn't platinum it in one playthrough.
Oh, I couldn't. You had to. So the way to get the different trophies were
I'll say those trophies you showed us. There was a ton of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Have a threesome with these people. Have a threesome with these
Yeah.
people.
And there was like you
Have a
could,
5-way with these people.
you had to
Masturbate by yourself.
you had to pick one of the other one of those 3 girls to be your girlfriend each individual time. So you can only have one at a time for that one. So you had to play the game from beginning to end 3 different times, and know all the trophies that actually made that work out for you. And there's just no way I'm gonna do that. But
Why not? That would take you like 2 hours.
nope.
I will say that was a very expansive review.
That was the whole game. That was it. You're all good.
We might have to use this as a submission. It's so expansive. That was a very good, expansive review.
Like I said, it was just like it was the most bare bones thing I've ever played in my life.
You should play Mr. Masagi.
And like I said, like what really got
That's
me was
disappointing.
I mean, the remain silent could have just been ... But it was as it said remain. It didn't say remains silent. It said remain silent. Like I told you, remain silent.
Right.
Man, it was just
going forward. If someone wants to give someone one of these games going forward, let's just say, because it's going to come up again. Obviously, these keep coming up. I think we need to start looking into the Japanese Steam era of these, because those usually come out.
Get there.
They usually get there. Like not like hearts fade out. No. You fucking get there.
I mean, in all fairness, I gave you Galgun, and you could have played it on Steam and had the regular version, or you could have paid $80 to unlock the nudie version.
Very true. That's true. That is true.
Yeah,
which is
it's ridiculously expensive.
It is. It's super. It's stupid. And I'm sure Galgun 2 will have the exact same thing.
Right.
We're going to sequel.
Well, don't waste your time on Frisky Business. Everyone, I just helped you. I just saved you $10 and 45 minutes of your life.
Appreciate that.
No problem. But I mean, it was one of those things. Like the entire time, I was just like, "What am I doing? What am I doing?
What am I doing with my life?
What's going on here? It's midnight. I got children sleeping right above me. I should not be doing this and go to bed."
You should have Skyped Arden.
Look what you made me do.
Dude, you're playing this with me.
What day was this?
I don't remember. It was some random day.
Might not have answered.
Yeah. So avoid that at all costs. So
Fair enough.
Now,
What if it's free?
I guess if it's free and you got 45 minutes to kill, and you like floating hearts, go for it, because that's all you're gonna get.
Fair enough.
And a couple weird innuendo. All right, so
You have a thought?
I have a thought. I might give to you.
Yes.
Now it's time to re-rack and redo it. Now,
yes.
I have a game I think we can all play. It's relatively cheap.
Frisky Business.
It's Frisky Business. It's $15.
Okay.
It is kind of in the spirit of the season.
Okay.
So it's kind of Halloween-y.
Ooh, I like it.
Is it called Halloween-y?
Got me in.
It's a classic.
Okay.
They just got re-released.
All right.
Night Trap?
Night Trap.
Yes! Let's do it! Let's do it! Yes!
I think we should all play Night Trap, and I'll do like a group review of all of us together.
Steak is excited.
That's all. No shit, no joke. I was seriously considering buying it the other night. Yes, the other night I was thinking about buying it. Yes, I love this idea.
I've never played it. It's like it's one of
Me either, and I always wanted to.
It's one of those infamous
yes,
check it off the list type of things.
Was this a game that like essentially created the adults only rating?
It created
or did it create the ESRB?
It had a lot to do with the ESRB because people. This was one that got brought up a lot in Congress and the Senate.
Sega CD, right?
Yeah. It was originally meant to be something else. Sega CD bought the right because it was basically there was a system that was basically done that wasn't ended up released. Sega bought the rights to that and Sewer Sharks to put on the CD system.
Yes,
because they were like, these are going to be the two big draws, and they were going for like a new edgy like dark type thing, and this enough fit the bill. So this is for people who don't know what Night Trap is. I don't even know if I can fully explain it.
God, yes,
it is a full motion video game from the early '90s. Starring Dana Plato, I believe, was the actress's name.
I think so.
Where you are tasked with keeping vampires away from these girls using cameras. It's like I don't know.
Kind of like not the closest thing to it right now is probably what's that Freddy?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yes, that's probably the closest thing to it, but it's still a lot different from that. But that's probably the closest thing now in modern times to that style.
And back then they were concerned about it like portraying like abuse to women and nudity and things like that. I'm interested to see through a 2017 lens.
Yes,
what we see with that.
God, yes,
it's gonna be so goddamn tame.
Oh, it's gonna be extremely tame. I agree. But God, I'm so excited for this.
All right.
I also was this close to buying the limited run version, the collector's edition of
the
it.
physical copy?
Yes, I was this close to buying that too.
So I think our next podcast is going to be launching the day after the day after Halloween. But what the hell?
Oh, it's perfect.
I don't know how scary this game is either, but I think it's
very scary.
I think it's going to be a fun run for all of us to play it and come back and figure out.
Oh, that's awesome! That's awesome. Good idea. I'm excited.
It just popped in there.
I love it.
What just popped in there, right?
I love it.
All right. Art. Where can people find us online?
People can find us on Facebook, SoundCloud, iTunes by searching The Sticks Podcast. You can find us on YouTube by going to youtube.com/SticksGamingVids. You can find us on Twitter. Is it at Sticks Podcast or at The Sticks Podcast?
Sticks Podcast.
At Sticks Podcast. When we're streaming, you can find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/The Sticks Podcast.
Yep.
And that's it.
Very good. Steak. Final words.
So, while you guys are going to work tomorrow, I decided to take tomorrow off.
Good for you.
Well, I need an oil change. That's part of it. And fuck going on the weekends with everyone else. Fuck that shit. And it's just an excuse to take the day off. And the reason why we had to start at like 9:10, 9:15, I said, is because I was able to go and pick up my motherfucking South Park.
I hate you.
What are you here right now?
You motherfuckers need to get the fuck out of my house.
There's no disc. Get robbed.
Because it's installing right now.
Robbed.
Because that's when I told you, hey, I'll be out in a minute. That was me going inside to install it. Oh yeah, take a good whiff. It's brand new.
New games.
So GameStop did a early 901 release.
Oh, cool.
So I was like, when I thought, because they called me.
Yeah, you said you'll be back. I'm like, where's he going?
They called me yesterday. And they told me they were doing that, and I was like, "Ooh!" I was like, "Okay." And then because normally we start at like 9:30, 9:45 for this. Like, oh, perfect! I'll go pick it up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, if I pop in and start it, I am not going to bed tonight. Like, I'm just not going to go to bed. And then I'm thinking more and more at work. I'm looking at my schedule and everything. I'm like, yeah, I'm taking. You know what? I need an oil change. Fuck it.
Just stream it.
Taking it off.
Kill two birds with one stone.
I probably should.
And there's your free gift of Stick of Truth right there.
Yes. Which is already downloading.
Good for you, dude.
Don't steal the code. No, and Tolly.
Oh,
my gaming bud.
Nice.
Your gaming bud is downloaded as well. So I will be, while you guys are going home and going to bed, I'm going to be staying up and playing the shit out of this game. I am so excited.
I'm going to drive around the block. I'm going to come back. I'm going to cut your power.
God damn it. Even with my TV that's still broken, I'm going to fucking play it because I can't wait. I'm excited.
Good for you, man.
Yes, sir.
Hold on a second. What is this right here?
I'm like kind of jealous of you.
Yeah. I am so fucking bummed. And the only reason why, I thought about it, I was like, I had a few games I was thinking about trading in, and I'm like, maybe I should trade these in. And then they had like a 30% boost over the weekend for South Park. I'm like, you know what? Even though Best Buy was giving me the $10 like reward certificate, I had a $10 off coupon like with rewards points. So like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
I paid $2 for the game.
Dang.
So after trade-ins, it ended up being $2 and the $10 off. And then for buying the game, I got 20% off one collectible, like from the store, 20% off. So what the wife was texting me about earlier was they had like a stuffed Snorlax for like 20 bucks. 20% off that. I was like, yeah, you know what? Give me that.
Good for you.
There you go.
Oh, baby.
So I was actually going back and forth between the Snorlax and the Cappy hat. I was this close to looking at the Cappy hat. I was like, no, I'll get it for the wife this time.
That's a good choice.
So, yes, South Park. So, actually, you know what? Since Amnesia did not work out last week because I was getting my fucking TV... Thought I was getting my TV fixed and then I'm getting more broke because of it. Long story. But I don't know. Do you think Twitch is going to ban me for streaming this?
I don't think so.
With some of the shit that I've been hearing is in this game?
Oh.
Probably not.
I mean, if it's on their banned game list.
Right. And a ton of people got to be streaming this. So, all right. I'll put up an advertisement tonight. So, by the time you guys are listening and watching this, though, hopefully you guys watched my stream from last night of this game.
Very good. Man, South Park streaming. It's finally out, guys.
It's still not in my hands.
And I apologize now because I already know I'll probably be laughing throughout the whole entire thing. So, sorry.
All right. Well, enjoy that stream, and we'll see you next time, Stickheads.